misty valleys, through the coldest of nights.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Ranger Dog Training. We're going to be talking about a subject that's been going on nationwide, even worldwide, is dogs that are being put down or surrendered or homeless and all that. And there's a big problem. It's like we have our shelters, they're taking all these dogs in, and the biggest question is why? Why are all these dogs being abandoned or stray, or that? Why are they being? We have an overpopulation of dogs, and that could be from dogs that are not spayed or neutered. That's the responsibility of the families and the owners. There's people that are just breeding to make money, and they're making the money to, just flip a dog. They're flipping dogs, and they're not doing the proper things that they should be doing with those dogs, is doing a genetic test, health, check, temperament, and breeding the dogs the proper way. So we have all these dogs that are being adopted out or bought, for $300-400, so they can make a profit on a litter, and then they do it again. And then we have our puppy mills, and our puppy mills are just breeding dogs, and they're selling them for $4, $5, $6, even $10,000 for these dogs. We have an overpopulation of dogs. So that comes on that part of it, is people are just breeding to make some extra money and not breeding right and ethically breeding these dogs and find them homes. So now the shelters are overwhelmed. The shelters having more dogs than they can handle. Some shelters, I don't know any areas, locally I know here, I don't know if you know, the shelters are usually closed one day of the week. And that one day they're really open, because they're open 7 days a week, is the day that they euthanize dogs. Thousands and thousands of dogs every day are put down without any reason of their own. They didn't cause this. This is human error that has done this to them. I wouldn't want the job of a director or a manager or anything that's in charge of the shelters, due to the fact is they have to make that decision on what dog lives and what dog is going to die. That's one of the hardest things. So sometimes people give a bad name to shelters because they're putting dogs down, and that, and there's not an option. They can't keep every single dog. Then we have our rescues. The rescue groups are taking out dogs too, and they're getting donations from different places, because most of them are nonprofits, and they're taking in dogs, and they have so many dogs in that they don't have fosters, and they have to board dogs. So these dogs are in shelters, or these dogs are in boarding. It's almost like being in prison. I call them shelter dogs because their mindset has changed. So we have to, do that. And now we have people that want to get a dog. They get a puppy, or they adopt a dog, or they get a dog. But they think, oh, it's going to be, flowers and everything when they get that dog. It's going to be happy, go lucky, and all that. But, they might have some problems. We have to work with them. Just like we do with our kids. We send them to school to learn. And they're going to school for 12, 13, 14, even in college, to learn. You have to do the same with your dogs. You have to work with your dogs, train your dogs. I don't care if you want to call it homeschool. Train with your dog at home. Train with your dog at home and teach them manners and what they're supposed to do in society. If you hire a trainer that's going to be working with you and can help you with that. But the biggest thing is seeing all these dogs being rehomed, given up, for many reasons. Like, I even had a dog who was returned to us, and we took him on, but we didn't get no answers of why the dog was returned. The dog's a perfect dog. He does everything, obedience and all that. I don't know what's going on with the families or whatever, but we took the dog, and we're trying to find that dog a home. But if you take a dog on, I want you to do your research. Research the breed. Research the energy level of that dog. What does it cost to take care of the dog? From their food, their medical, and all that. I mean, personally myself, you know, I have 7 dogs that, you know, we have here that we're taking care of, and, you know, we have bills probably just for food alone, $600–700 for the month. And that's not including preventatives, you know, the health checks, or if they get sick, dogs get sick. So you have to think about that. So if I'm gonna have a dog, look at $1,500– $2,000 a year for care for that dog. Can you handle that? If something comes up, can you handle an emergency of $4,000– $10,000? Because a lot of people just give them up. I've seen during the summer, the shelters and the rescues get filled because idiot people, I want to go on vacation, and they just surrender their dog. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, I'm seeing people doing this with kids. They give up their kids to surrender. You got a responsibility that you made to this breathing, living creature that you have to do it. So I've been thinking of many ways to resolve this situation. What we can do is we do have a problem of backyard breeders, overbreeding, people that are not spayed and neutering their dogs, so they're having accidental litters, and all that. And I think the shelters and our local councilmen and congressmen and all that, we should start making some laws that we have to do with these dogs to help them. Is, you know, backyard breeders, big penalty, big fine if they call it. I mean, big, you know, not slap on the wrist, big penalty. I don't care if it's jail time, because we are putting these dogs down for nothing. The other thing is, you know, if you have an accidental litter, you have to pay a fee. You have an accidental litter, because those dogs are most likely going to wind up in the shelter, homeless, or just thrown out on the road. You're going to have to pay a fee. If you see someone giving away free puppies on the street, you need to call up your local authorities or rescue groups, or, you know, animal advocate groups. We need these groups, the shelters, the advocate groups, the rescues, to start spending their money to push to stop this overpopularization of dogs. I love dogs to death. I wouldn't have that as many as dogs and work for a career. So I want you to comment below things that you think, because I want to try to put something together that would help us stop all this overbreeding of dogs, overpopularization, all these dogs being put down. Is it from, you know, penalties and fines, mandatory education, or registering your dog with their rabies, their spayed and neuter, and all that with the shelters, or the government? Just like, you know, you do your driver's license every 10 years, you got to bring in, you know, whatever, every 3 years, the rabies tags, the vaccinations, or whatever, that make it that you have to do that. And all dogs have to be microchipped, so that way we can find out. People are saying, oh, well, that's not right, it's invading my privacy. But if your dog doesn't get out and doesn't have problems, you have no problems. So this is for the dogs that get lost, run away, that they could find the homes for, or people who abandon dogs, and we have that. And then we have to make it so that their phone number stays on the record until it's officially changed, because a lot of them, you have to pay a fee. We need to make it so it's mandatory that you have to keep it up to date. So I'm trying to figure out a way, because every day I see somebody who wants to rehome a dog, or that for all kinds of reasons. So if you agree with me, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe. We're going to be working with a cane corso soon, and I want you to be able to watch that video. He is about 13 weeks old, and we're going to be working with him. But please help us out. Comment below. What do you think about it? How is it in what part of the state or world that you are with dogs that are being put down? So I look forward to you, and we'll see you in the next video.